Oh, those cats. They're so adorable and cute, and we often can't resist them, but they also get in trouble. Hi there. Today I'm going to show the videos that will make you believe in human kindness. All the rescues in this video are real and are the demonstration of kindness and compassion. This story is about a very poor and very sick kitten that was abandoned. When Sasha, the owner of Santa Show Channel, made up his mind to help, he didn't even think about the troubles that he and his girl would have to deal with. From the beginning, they noticed strange problems with the kitten's health. He was coughing, vomiting, breathing heavily, and had a strange wound on his neck. Bringing him to one of his flats, where the guys washed him and fed him, he was horribly skinny. In the morning, they brought the kitty to the vet. And he said that all the kitty's troubles happened because of an abscess. The doctor gave all the instructions that the couple absolutely followed, and everything seemed to become better and better when suddenly the kitten started suffering from very strange vomiting. Sasha visited another vet that gave other instructions, and he did everything again and again. After these difficult days of recovering, Sasha took the cat to his place where other Sasha's cats lived. But it wasn't a happy end at all. There they lived happily until Sasha decided to show the cat to one more doctor. After the x-ray, the vet said that the poor kitty was likely to have a tumor, and they were going to have surgery. Luckily, it was successful, and despite a very difficult recovery, the kitty was okay at last. And this is the Coal and Marmalade team, and they rescued over 40 cats and kittens from a hoarding situation in northern Illinois. As the rescuers found out, these cats had been abandoned by their owner 8 months before. And it's unbelievable how these poor creatures had been living during all this time. Just look at the terrible and heartbreaking picture that the rescuers had to face. The cats were sick and scared and didn't want to be caught, of course. The rescuers investigated every room and found more and more dirty, frightened, and extremely aggressive cats. In some situations, even 2 or 3 specialists couldn't catch just one cat. When the house seemed to be empty and one of the rescuers decided just to take some photos of the place, he suddenly found one sneaky kitten. The poor guy resisted as much as he could, but was luckily caught and sent to the vet with the others. The luckiest moment for all the cats was when Deb and Diane, the sisters who spearheaded this rescue, have decided to open their own shelter. Now everything was sure to be okay. Here is one more outstanding rescue that the Hope for Paws team managed to accomplish. One guy heard kittens cry while walking near the flush storm drains. When the team arrived to the place, it was obvious that the mission would be almost impossible. The rescuers used a sewer camera to realize that the mom wasn't there, but suddenly they saw her watching from a distance. A new challenge of catching the mom was completed with the help of a trap. At last, using special equipment, they managed to get to the kittens. The rescuers brought the kittens to the vet to check their health. There they put the mom inside the place where the kittens were, but something went wrong. She didn't pay attention to the kittens. A quick view and it became clear that the cat was a boy. The rescuers made a big mistake and they had to get back to find mom. They put a lot of traps and caught several cats, but not one of them was the kid's mom. Luckily, in the hospital, there was a cat that had lost her kittens 2 weeks prior, and the doctors put the kittens to her to take care of them, while the team was out looking for the biological mother. The cat wasn't lactating, but the people hoped she would help with cleaning. But a miracle happened and she started lactating again. But the rescuers had to go on searching for the mom. At last, they were lucky and the mom was found. Now the wonderful and unbelievable reunion happened. This terrible misfortune happened to the feral cat that lived in the landfill in Vietnam. A man was walking alone and noticed a cat with its head stuck in a plastic bottle. He sent the photo to the animal's health care team and they rushed to the place. The scared cat was very aggressive and resisted the help. The guy was trying to pull the cat out of the bottle but failed. It was obvious that some equipment was needed. He did his best not to hurt the poor boy. Cutting off the top, he let the cat breathe freely. Then, with the help of pliers, he managed to take off the bottle. The kitten was free and was immediately taken from this horrible place. The little guy got a chance to have a normal and healthy cat's life. He is really lucky. It was about -1 degrees Fahrenheit, and a freezing kitten was sitting near the road with no one paying attention to her. But one man stopped and took the poor girl with him. He brought the cat home, put her near a lamp and the radiator, and the unlucky animal got warm at last. Next day, the man brought the kitten to the vet. The doctor said she was about 6 months old. She was not ill, but unfortunately, her tail was frostbitten. With the help of the surgery, the cat had to lose half of her tail, but it was impossible to avoid this. After the period of recovery, the cat turned into a very cheerful and playful girl and stayed forever with her rescuer. This amazing situation took place in Alberta. A man, Kendall DeWish by name, saved 3 kittens from the ice they were frozen to with the one tool he had.
Oh guys, it's alright. Okay. You're frozen to the ice.
Firstly, he thought it was some kind of garbage, but then he realized there were 3 kittens and their tails were completely frozen. And he melted the abandoned and scared kittens with the help of coffee that he had in his hands. When the kittens were free, he took them home. Miraculously, the kittens were absolutely healthy after this unpleasant adventure. And this man found 3 kittens among the bricks while walking along the street. They were very little and very scared and were trying to get rid of the man hiding in the brick pile. The man had to break down the pile to reach the babies. He took 3 little cuties home and organized a very warm and comfortable place for them there. Now they are sure to survive and even have a really happy cat's life. A family from Kids Channel Live came across the little ginger kitten while walking in the park. She looked so scared and badly needed people's help. Just look in those eyes. The kids were very happy in spite of the fact that the family had several cats already. The little kitty turned out to be very clever. She understood almost at once what she had to do in her litter box. The people washed the girl and gave her food, and after all that stuff, she got trustful and relaxed. Now she has a true family. The Hope for Paws team got a call about a kitten lying on a carpool lane. They immediately rushed to help. It was almost impossible to notice this tiny creature, and it looked so miserable and scared. The main danger of this situation was that the frightened kitten could throw herself to the road full of cars. But the rescuers managed to catch her. The poor girl was in terrible condition. She was very dirty and covered with ticks. The rescuers washed her and combed out all the insects. At last, the kitten was completely okay, cheerful, and eager to play, thanks to Hope for Paws. And this man from Pitbull's Dragon Life channel had a lot of dogs and a cat. But one day he was driving along the road not far from the forest when he saw a little kitten on the roadside. It was raining and the kitty was completely wet. The man took him to his car. The little boy was very nervous and was crying all the time. But later he relaxed a bit and started to look around very curiously. Neither the kitten nor the dogs had expected their encounter and were very anxious about it. The man found a secure place for the baby where he was going to live a happy kitten's life with a lot of love and support. This man found kittens that were trapped under a wheel. Sometime before, he had heard them meowing. The cats were calling for help. At first, he couldn't find them, but later, he saw them under a huge wheel of the track. It was a rather difficult task to drag them out, but he succeeded in it. And a bit later, the kitties were in his house, and he decided to leave them there. Luckily, he found and rescued the cute kittens before the truck moved. Otherwise, a tragedy could happen. The people from the shelter in Novosibirsk got a call about a kitten who had been creeping to the village to ask people for help. The case was that the poor ginger beauty had paralyzed hind legs. This village was 87 miles away from Novosibirsk, but the rescuers rushed to help. It was impossible to look at his suffering without crying. The rescuers brought him to the vet, who did an X-ray and saw the compression fracture on one of the dorsal vertebrae. There was a small chance that sometimes later the fracture would heal. So the rescuers started to take care of the baby in hope for his recovery. They called him Listic and gave him all their love. But a half of the year passed and the treatment didn't help. It became clear that this condition was permanent. Now Listic lives with his rescuers and has a very happy life in spite of his injury. In summer, he spends all his days outside on the grass. In winter, he warms him up near the hearth, and he is happy. Here again is the guy named Sasha from the Sana Show channel. This time he found a sick ginger cat in his entrance hall. The cat was silent and didn't eat or drink water. It was quite a challenge to approach the cat and make him trust. To prevent people from kicking the cat out, Sasha wrote a note in which he promised to take care of the cat a bit later. But cruel people tried to get rid of the poor creature, and Sasha found him in another part of the hall. All the trust in people was lost. At last, Sasha and his girlfriend managed to put the cat in the carrier and took him to their home. There they took care of him, feeding, washing, giving some treatment, and teaching him to use the litter box. While watching, Sasha noticed that the cat's body was covered with bruises and scratches. And of course, they gave him all their love. When the kitty was much calmer, the guys brought him to the vet, and unexpectedly he didn't have a very serious illness. No one would ever know the terrible story that had happened to this cat. But now he is safe and sound thanks to Sasha, his girlfriend, and their true love for animals. These stories make us feel that there are still a lot of people who do care about animals, and they will never pass them by in trouble. Give these heroes all your support with likes, subscriptions, and donations. They need your support badly. See you!